Or as has happened many times over the years, is it just the latest evolution in this most flexible and wonderful of languages? The Conservative commentator Calvin Robinson joins us to ponder on this one, and Andrew's going to throw his two penneth in as well. Calvin, what amusingly in all this, I mean, at least one of my teenage daughters uses some of these phrases. Mandem, I've heard her say mandem, it means a group of men. Things are safe. She says to me, man's hungry. She's an 18-year-old girl. She says, man's hungry. I shake my head. She goes to the kitchen, and so it goes. What do you make of this, Calvin?
Wagwan, Brazier and Pierce, my brethren. I mean, we've always had slang, but in schools and in academia, we've always taught the Queen's English or received pronunciation, as we should, because it's the professional language of the nation, and it's what we should expect if we have higher standards. However, the reason we're pushing this multiculturalist slang is because it's multiculturalist. It's because it's seen as appropriate just because it seems to be adopted by ethnic minorities. And anything that's adopted by ethnic minorities is not to be criticised in any way, shape or form. No, we should be telling our young people to talk properly in professional settings. Speak whatever language or whatever cultural slang you want to at home. But if you're at work or in academia, you should use the Queen's English.
Andrew Pierce, I'm not sure it's been pushed by anybody. I think this is sort of fairly organic. It's a grassroots thing, I think. But I agree with Calvin completely in this sense, that I've always felt that if you enunciate, you sound your T's and your D's at the end of words, it's easier, it's more inclusive for people who are relatively new to that language. Because if you're coming from Poland or Nigeria, you've arrived in the UK, chances are the English that you've learned as a second language is written on the page in front of you. And actually, it's easier to understand who speak those written words vocally, clearly.
There's no doubt about it. Calvin's right. That's the way to speak. But there's always been slang. My late dad, he was a Cockney. And so he used Cockney rhyming slang, but always just as a bit of a joke. He didn't use it at work. He didn't use it at home very much. Stick to the right language. This whole new language you're talking about, Colin, is a complete new world to me because I'm just too old. I just don't follow it and I wouldn't understand it.
Well,
I need children. Obviously, need teenage children to be with it.
Calvin, it's our responsibility, journalistically and otherwise, today to educate Andrew.
Yeah.
What are crepes, Calvin?
Crepes are trainers.
Trainers, and none of we three would qualify as being a waste man. But what is a waste man?
I would hope not. It's a person who is a waste of space. A person who's not a very good person.
Bang on. And I'm going to mispronounce this horribly. You know what? I don't care. I'm the presenter who once said to Dizzy Rascal, "No, Mr. Rascal." So I've got no credibility in this area. Gyaldem?
Gyaldem, girls. That's the plural for girls. That's if you even acknowledge that girls are such a thing. But the problem is, this is patronising. This is old-fashioned racism is what it is. It's assuming that ethnic minorities cannot reach higher standards. It's assuming that we have to lower the standards of the language for everyone in order to accommodate a certain minority group. That is not right.